All right, check this out. We are going to write a program that will ask the user for a number, and if that number is greater than, say, 5, it will do something. And if it's less than, it will do something else. And if it's equal to, it'll again do something totally different. So this is our introduction to what we call control flow. So right now, in the past, all of our programs have basically run from top to bottom. But in this case, now we can control what our program does depending on what happens inside it. So to do that, we're going to start and make a new folder. So I'm going to put it on my little thing here. I'm going to call this if else. You'll see why in a sec. Alright, so just like all of them, let's make our main. Because we're dealing with a console, you need to include the IOStream library. So, and then our standard main. Just like always. Alright, so now let's ask the user for a number. So we do this. Okay, whoops. Alright, I'm going to close this to give me a little more room. Okay, so now this is what gets printed to the console. Enter a number. Now we need to store that number somewhere. So let's make a variable to hold it. So we'll go int number. And then in this case, if I don't initialize it with a number, it's just going to have garbage in there, which is usually a bad idea. So we want to make it equal to a number that we choose to start with. So you can either do it like this, equals 0, or the preferred way to do this is to do like this with a curly bracket. Just like that. Okay? Just for reference, this right here, whoops, this basically creates a 0 on stack and then copies it into this number. So it works just fine, but when you're making more high performance programs, this is better. Whoops, excuse me, curly bracket 0. Alright, so now we have our variable that we can store it in. Now, this is a new one here. I can't remember if we've gone over this or not, but we're going to do the opposite of cout. So this prints something to the console. What I'm going to do here is get something from the console. So std cin. Okay. Now notice the direction of these, this operator here. Right now we have this less than symbol. This one we're going to do the opposite. So it's almost like an arrow. So in this case, we're going to enter a number. The arrows point to cout. So we're going to output this text to the console. In this case, we're going to cin something. We're going to pull something in, and we're going to store it in this number. Just like that. Very, very simple. So again, take something from the console, put it in our number, or in this case, up here, take some text and put it onto the console. So we've now recorded our number, saved our number from the console that the user typed in. And now here's where we get into control flow. So I'm going to use an if statement. So if, parentheses, and then I'm going to have to put something in here that evaluates it to either true or false. So in this case, I want to test if my number is more than, let's say, 5. So I'll write number is greater than 5. So when it runs this, it will check if whatever number we typed in here is more than 5. If it is, this will evaluate to true. And then it will run whatever in my brackets here. Okay? So if this is more than 5, let's just print that. So we'll say cout number is more than 5. Okay? And we want to add another line. So, okay. Now, what if it's less than 5? Okay, so what we do here is say else, but I need to check it. So I'll say if number, whoops, is less than 5. And then again, put our brackets. Number is less than 5. Now, what if the number is 5? Okay, so we've checked if it's more than, we've checked if it's less than. So what you can do here is, it's almost as if you're saying like otherwise, or basically if you get here, do this. So we'll say else, and this is kind of our final check. We don't have to check if it's equal to 5, because if it's not this and it's not this, then it's going to be this. So we'll just put our brackets, and then we'll say out number is 5. Oops. All right. Looks good. All right, let's save it. Let's go ahead and compile it. So terminal. Let's go Clang++. We're going to output all of this compiled stuff into this app.exe. Hit enter, and sure enough, there's our app. We can just drag this from here to here, hit enter, and enter a number. Let's go 4. Number is less than 5. Perfect. Let's run it again. So I'm just going to do it from the command line. App.exe. Enter a number. Let's say 6. Yep, it's more than 5. And then, of course, let's check if it's equal to 5. Boom. Sure enough, number is 5.